My video ready? Cool. Basically, I'm here to talk about Gen C and entrepreneurship. These guys have talked about how you can market it, how you can engage with it, how you should be using it. The question is, can you build a sustainable business out of this? I'm going to show you this short clip, and I just want you to keep this in mind. This 15-year-old is bigger than the Super Bowl. Here we go.
What's up, homie G?
How annoying is that? Raise your hand if you found that annoying. I hate Fred, I've got to be honest. But last year, about this time, Fred was sitting at home, he was thinking about the end of school is coming up, what do I want to do? Do I want to travel? Do I want to be a lawyer? And actually what Fred wanted is he wanted to be an actor in Hollywood. A very high aspiration, and he thought, how could I get there? And he's a classic example of how Gen C are using these tools to get what they want. So May the 1st last year, he sat down and he decided to create this TV show, which you've just seen. That's about himself when he was 6 with anger management issues and a dysfunctional family. So he put this out in May the 1st. 4.5 months later, he'd had over 159 million views. He'd signed a merchandising deal, which was selling like hotcakes, and $100,000 sponsorship of his videos. And now he is indeed in Hollywood. This is from May last year. Astounding. Here's just one example of how Gen C are going, look, I'm sick of my day job, I want to follow my passion. Or this is what I would like to do, and this is how I'm going to achieve that. Another fantastic example is John Chow. You may not have heard of him, but he's the .com mogul. What he does is he loves to share how to make money online. So what he did was he started a blog about it. He started sharing every day. And the hook was that once a month he'd tell you how much money he actually made on his blog engaging in these tactics. He kind of potted along, and halfway through Google actually banned him, so when you search for John Chow he doesn't show up. And all that did is excited more people. Here's this guy talking about making money, and he's making a truckload of money. Now, in late 2007, he hit the $40,000 a month benchmark, and since then he has carried on doing that. So this is one man, no boss, writing about what he loves, and he's making 40 grand US a month. It's astounding. Another great example would be, who here has heard of Ricky Gervais of The Office? In late 2005, him and his mates, Stephen Merchant and Carl Pilkington, they sat down and around a coffee, they just started talking, having conversations and joking about. They recorded this into the Ricky Gervais podcast. They released the first season, which was free. They had about 12 episodes, and they had about 8 million downloads. Since then, they have done 5 more seasons, and they get about 250,000 downloads a week. Between the 3 of them, the value of the podcast series is rumoured to be in the tens of millions of pounds. So let's go back to this again. Normally, if you want to do a comedy series, you go and get a producer, sit down in a studio. These guys would just goof around in an afternoon, and they just kept on doing that. It's crazy, huh? The key thing that is driving this is the driving trends towards people wanting to have more of a lifestyle, to follow their passions. How can they monetize this? And Gen Y is particularly a driver of this. Being a Gen C is natural for us. We value all these things, and quite frankly, we don't want to work 9 to 5. Also, something that is not talked about much is the Flynn effect. Now, the Flynn effect is that every generation people get smarter, so IQ tests are then normalised. On average, without normalisation, my generation has an IQ of 40 points higher than our grandparents. So the same things that inspired and motivated and challenged them do not challenge us in the same ways. And that has kind of been what I would personally say has been one of the drivers of Gen Z. So with all these changes, what are the impacts on entrepreneurship? Fred had no money. All he did was just go start recording and upload it. He went global using YouTube with absolutely zero capital and just messing around in an afternoon. The trend here is that people are picking their passion and going global with zero capital, and because there are no operating costs and it's fueled by passion, they're actually building quite solid businesses out of it. But that's not the only thing. Not all Gen C people want to build a full-time business. Others are just looking to, hey, how can I supplement my income? I'm already doing this, how can I make a few extra bucks? Two sites, cafepress.com and iStockPhoto, are perfect for this. On Cafe Press, anyone can create their own t-shirts, sweaters, stickers, boxes, just whatever you want. And as of last year, they had over 200 million products. 2.6 million people have jumped on and uploaded over 200 million different products. It's astounding. I wonder if there's even 200 million products physically in the States. iStockPhoto is similar. What they do is they let anyone upload stock photography, or the typical photos you see in the newspaper and magazines, some people have seen in presentations. Now, in 2007, they turned over $72 million, 20 million of that going to their users, everyday people like you and me, just uploading our photos and then being accepted and then used in magazines. So those are two great examples of how people can use the content that they create to supplement their income. But my favourite example would have to be my brother Tim. Now this was quite some time ago, it's about 8 years ago when Pokemon was huge. Now if you played Pokemon, you would clock it or finish the game within a matter of days, especially if you were my brother. Now it takes 6 months for the next version to come out. So being Tim, he was very impatient, he jumped online, downloaded a game editor, rewrote half the game, added new challenges, changed the storyline and put it online. Within 48 hours he'd had over 10,000 downloads, and I looked at the websites that he was putting them on and there were hundreds of other kids doing the same. Tim was doing this when he was 12. And I think this highlights what some of these guys have said. If we're not served, it doesn't matter, we'll just go and do it ourselves. He wasn't getting the game content that he wanted, so he went and created it. So in terms of people that are doing that, instead of having multiple careers over our lifetimes, we're having parallel careers at the same time. It's a phenomenon known as slashies. By day we might be a teacher, by night we might be a DJ, and in the weekends we might be a ski instructor. Gen C is kind of the generation that is driving all of this. We can do blogging and earn some money, but still go and follow our other passions during the day. So the effects on entrepreneurship are profound, let alone marketing. Let's go back to Fred. Fred garners more views than the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is the one sports event that everyone wants to advertise on. If you want to advertise with Fred, it costs you $100,000. Crazy, huh? So the trend here is what Gen C do naturally can be turned into a business overnight. Hobbies have never been easier to monetize. Whether you like basketball cards or wine or bird watching, there's an opportunity for you to make that into a solid business, because when you go global, there are enough people to sustain that. The questions I want to leave with you guys are, what happens when Gen C becomes the driving force in the workplace? What is the impact on your business? And how are you guys going to respond? Because if you don't, we will.